problem. Do you have extra pen, please? Do you have an extra pen? I have this. London में रखा लेकर आना.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can
Must
see the
have
slide,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. All right, so can we get started, Pankaj sir?
Yes, madam. Please go ahead.
Okay, great. I thought we were waiting for something. All right, so here we are after the technical glitch, which I am encountering quite often because we have all the meetings virtually these days. So nothing new. But I understand a lot of students waiting and the speaker not being there is little frustrating. So we'll try and make sure that whatever time we are left with now, it is a learning and engaging session for all of you. When I was approached by the college to have a session for you're all BBA first year students, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I just thought, what is it that I can come up with? What is it that I can take as a topic, which is, learning and meaningful for you? Because it's just the first year. You are going to go through a lot of theoretical topic. You're going to study a lot. Post BBA, a lot of you might decide to go for MBA. So there is a lot of learning awaiting for you. So I just wanted to come up with a very meaningful and relatable topic that is of use for you guys. So I hope this makes sense to you. I want to make it an engaging session, though we are doing it virtually, and it's not possible to ask a question in between, but I have kept a Q&A time as well. So post our session, whatever questions you have, please feel free to ask. It'll be very nice. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. So I'll give a quick brief about myself. I'll give a quick introduction. It's been 17 years of experience with corporate. I started my journey with GE Capital, which later on became Genpact. Spent 15 years there, nothing unusual with GE. And Genpact people do spend a lot of time because of the fact that they have a lot of things to offer. So my journey with Genpact was very enriching. I did recruitment, I did business HR, I did training. I was a part of a global consulting project, not just once, but twice. I provided solutioning to global market and big giants in Australian market and South African market. And overall, the journey was really, really enriching, learnable, and full of training. All 15 years throughout with Genpact. But a time comes when you think that, okay, you've been there, done that, and now you are in that relaxing mode all the time. So something exciting should await you and you should take a leap of faith and move on. And that's what I did 2 years back. And I joined this global recruitment firm. And through this, I am working in the capacity of an assistant vice president and managing the senior leadership hiring for a global bank. So that's about me. And now moving to the session, like I said, I wanted to really take you guys through some relatable, learnable topics. And I thought, what could be better than talking about the traits of being a great leader? Because at some point in time, all of you are going to be in that capacity. Either it is your own venture, so you decide to be an entrepreneur, or you take over your existing businesses, family businesses, or you will take positions in companies, leading companies, and will become future leaders. So I think it's very, very important for each one of you to understand beyond your theoretical bookish knowledge, and you will have your own set of experience when the time will come. But it's important to inculcate few values in you right at the first step, so that you are absolutely ready when the time comes. So what I'll take you through is this: the 3 drivers of trust. Why is trust important? Habits of people who are truly genuine, and we'll just do a quick recap, and then we'll have it open for the Q&A. Make sense?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Yes.
So, we all want to know what is the secret sauce to success, isn't it? It's like somebody should just tell us how can we be successful. So I think this is a very interesting quote by David. It says you can have a compelling vision, rock solid strategy, excellent communication skills, innovative insight, and a skilled team. But if people don't trust you, you will never get the results you want. Isn't it true? You could have everything that is needed to be successful, but if people don't have trust in you, nothing works. So that is how important trust is, and that is why we are going to spend time in understanding this point. So now that we know how important trust is, I thought it is valid to spend time in understanding the 3 drivers of trust. So what are the 3 drivers of trust? What is it that helps you drive trust amongst your team members or an individual that you are dealing with? So point number 1 is logic. If as a leader you are logical, you have reasoning in place, you're not being judgmental, but when you give a statement to a group of people or an individual, you have reasoning and logic behind it. When you have that approach, people automatically find you trustworthy. People are able to build trust in you, and that's the power of being logical. So logic is driver number first of trust. Then comes authenticity. Why authenticity is important, and how can we call authenticity a driver of trust? When a leader tries to imitate somebody, not being the real self, trying to just portray somebody else all the time, it is not very difficult for experienced and skilled people to understand that they are not really able to see the real of the individual. I will be able to have trust in somebody if I know the person is genuine, if I know this is the authentic face of the individual. Then it is easy for me to build trust in that person. And hence, authenticity is extremely, extremely important for a leader to have to drive trust. Then comes empathy. So we all understand by now, thanks to the bookish knowledge, that there is a literal difference in the meaning of empathy and sympathy, right? And a huge difference. So as a leader, of course, nobody is really expecting you to be sympathetic. But if you miss the trait of empathy, then people lose trust in you. Then you're not able to drive trust. What does that mean? What that means is in everybody's journey, if you look at it, even as a student, when do you have the most trust in your teachers? When you know your teacher understands your struggle. Similarly, when you are a leader, when does the team have the maximum trust in the leader? Is when the individual understand that whatever my journey is, my leader is empathetic towards it. If I am going through certain struggles, if there are challenges that I am facing, then the leader is understanding that and hence the person is very sure that the leader cares about one's success. So it's not just the individual growth that you're working for as a leader, but you are empathetic towards your teammates, your juniors, your subordinates, etc. And when you have that skill trait in you, you are able to achieve the third driving factor of trust. So,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, can you please turn your video on, ma'am? Actually, we have to capture the screenshot and provide it to Pankaj Saini, sir.
Sure. So do you want to do it right now? I was just thinking when we will be at a Q&A session, then I can just turn on the video and then you can do that, right?
Ma'am, just for a second, ma'am, just for like 10 seconds you can on and then I'll capture the screenshot and then you can turn off.
Okay, I don't have a problem. It's just I am little
Ma'am,
skeptical
just
of.
for a second, ma'am.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I can do that. I don't really mind doing that. The only problem is the system is giving me a lot of trouble today.
Okay,
There
ma'am,
are
if you are having a problem, then ma'am, in the last.
one second. Now that we've stopped the session, so let me just do that and we can get done with it. Can you see the video now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. I thought we can just do that later because I just didn't want to kind of stop the presentation, but then that's okay. All right, so I hope you understood the drivers of trust. So it's logic, it's authenticity, and it is empathy. So now that we've spoken about trust and we understand what is trust, the next important point is, why is trust important? Why are we talking so much about trust? What makes trust so important? So there are a few points that I've captured for your view and that clearly talks about the importance of trust. So trust builds psychological safety, increases productivity and morale, encourages innovation and rapid decision making, reduce the time to make and discuss key issues. If you read this, it gives you a clear impression that how important trust is, because trust helps you to manage all the things that you need to ensure that you are able to achieve your target as a leader. Now we'll go one by one to each point. There is a very interesting quote by Timothy R. Clark, CEO of Leader Factor. And Timothy says that trust is essentially the predictive understanding of another's behavior. The link between trust and psychological safety is based on my prediction of your behavior based on your pattern of behavior. If I can predict that you won't embarrass, punish, or humiliate me when I am interacting with you and others in a social setting, I am much more likely to engage, participate, and release my discretionary efforts. If I don't trust that you will keep me safe, that lack of trust will trigger my self-censoring instinct and I will play it safe and manage my own personal risk. Isn't it? So psychological safety is very, very important for an individual. And trust kind of helps to give or provide that psychological safety. As an employee, if I don't feel that my leader is going to take care of my image publicly, if I don't have that trust factor built, with my leader, then I'll be very apprehensive of putting my thoughts across, and I'll try and reserve it to myself or play safe. So trust builds psychological safety, then increases productivity and morale. What does that mean? When there is an atmosphere of trust in a team, when a leader is established to be trustworthy, it increases productivity and morale. People work with high morale and they work with more passion towards the achievement of the goal because they know they've already built trust in their leader. They know whatever they are working towards is ultimately going to help their career also, because that's the effect of the trust. So trust increases productivity and morale, encourages innovation and rapid decision making. When there is this factor of trust built within a team and in a leader, the team members doesn't spend a lot of time in deciding whether they want to go after a particular task or not. If they fail, they quickly get started with the next way of trying to achieve their goal. Why? Because there is already a positive trust built in. For them, it is all done in good spirit. They are confident about their leader, and they have this feeling that it is all done for our benefit, and hence it encourages innovation because they are ready to fail fast. You understand the term fail fast, right? Which is trying new things with a rapid speed. One thing is not working, move to another thing. Another thing is not working, move to next thing. So keep trying. So trust is such a powerful tool that it encourages innovation and rapid decision making. Then the last point is reduce the time to make and discuss key issues, which is extremely important. Because when there is no trust within a team, and especially towards the leader, people tend to shy away from discussing the issues because they're not confident whether they'll be heard or not. A lot of times there's this sense that there is going to be a biased approach, there'll be favorism, etc., etc. But when a trust factor is built with the leader, then it reduces the time to make and discuss key issues. So there's a very open atmosphere then within the group because people trust their leader. And when they trust their leader, they feel that there is a platform given to them all the time to talk about their issues, and they're resolved also quicker. This takes us to the next extremely interesting topic, and this talks about habits of people who are truly genuine. Now, once you've built in trust and once you are a trustworthy leader, what are the qualities which are present in you to be tagged as a genuine leader? There is an interesting video that I have for this. Unfortunately, it wasn't really working in the direct setup. So I'll try and come up with that. Just give me one quick second. Yeah. Just let me know if you're able to hear it fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the
Yes,
volume
ma'am.
is it audible? Are you able to hear it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I think there's a network issue, I guess. Anvita ma'am, are you there? Let me call her. Students, are you able to see that video?
So the slides are
No,
going
sir.
on.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Anvita ma'am, what you are supposed to do, right? When you are going to share, am I audible? Anvita ma'am?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
What you are supposed to do, you just click on that right hand side arrow. You are able to see the arrow when you are going to share the slide, right? So click on that. If you are going to play the video, you have to click on that button, include computer sound. When you click at that arrow, you will find that at the left upper left hand side written, include computer sound. Then you have to click on
Okay,
that,
just give me
and
1 second.
then
Because it did work fine earlier. And I thought the students said that they are able to hear that fine. Is it audible now?
no. See, when you are going to share, you are
No,
going to
ma'am.
click on that arrow. You
no,
need
ma'am.
to on this include computer system.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
See, there are many windows which you can able to see. Desktop is written up above the desktop. It is written include computer sound. While clicking on that button, then you go to the desktop. Then you open your folder and play the video.
It's such a rare asset that we look for in an individual. And when we find somebody who's authentic, have you noticed how you're drawn to them? And that's why understanding what makes somebody genuine is vital. That's why I want you to pay close attention to today's video, because I'm going to be breaking down the 5
Yes,
habits.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Attention, especially to the final point.
Yes,
because I'm going to
ma'am.
break it
Yes,
down
ma'am.
step by step. So without further ado, let's go on to the first habit, which is genuine people don't try to be genuine. Because the moment you try to be something, you're being not genuine. Think about this one moment. Dogs don't try to be a cat, and cats don't try to be dogs. And yet, as human beings, we try to be something that we're not. When the only thing we need to win the Academy Award is to be ourselves. Now, what does that really mean? It means being willing to strip away all of those layers, the identity you've imposed on yourself, all of those stick-it notes. And no, I'm saying stick-it notes because these are removable in regards to self-imposed reality, in regards to all of the negative self-esteem, whatever it may be, and being willing to expose the true, authentic self to the world and be willing to speak from there, speak your truth, stand up for your truth, and express who you really are to the world. That is what genuine people do. They're authentic to their core. They don't try to be it, they're being themselves. Let's go on to the second habit, which is genuine people take ownership and they can admit their faults. Now, we live in a world today where everybody's in a victim mindset. They want to point fingers to why they aren't getting results. They want to point fingers in regards to why things aren't happening. But they never point fingers to themselves. Think about it. They blame their managers. They blame their family. They blame the environment. They blame the government. They will blame everybody but themselves. Now, genuine people, they take ownership. They're the first person to forgive and say sorry. Why? Because they understand the people around them. The 99% of people on this planet, they do not have emotional intelligence that they do. And so they are the first to forgive. Even if it wasn't their fault, they want to forgive and let this go. Instead of allowing this story to drag for the rest of their life, they just let it go and allow that person to be. Now, let's go on to the third habit, which is they treat everyone with respect. Genuine people do not feel like they're some superior human being which looks down on everybody else. Right? Even though genuine people understand that they may be ahead of everybody else in regards to intelligence, emotional intelligence, in regards to level of success, but they don't allow themselves to put themselves on a pedestal. They remain humble all throughout the process. Why? Because after all, we are all human beings. Strip away all of the material possessions, we're just human beings. And that's what they understand. They don't care about race, they don't care about wealth, they don't care about status. They realize we're all just human beings, we're all connected at the end of the day. And this is why genuine people, they treat everybody, no matter your upbringing, with respect. Let's go on to the fourth point, which is they practice what they preach. Most people on this planet, we live in a world where people say stuff, but they don't do it. We live in a world where people say, oh, I'll see you at 11 o'clock, and they never even show up. We live in a world where people can't even follow through on the things that they read and the things that they believe. We live in a world where people are just talkers, not the walkers. Genuine people, they practice what they preach. What they say to you, they're going to follow through on. They're never late to meetings. They're never late. Why? Because they believe the moment they are saying something and they don't do it, that is incongruent. So genuine people, they practice what they preach. They don't beat around the bush and they make things happen if that's what they've told you that they will do. Let's go on to the final. We live in a fake world, don't we? How in this rule, we are all human beings. Let's go on to the final point, which is they follow their heart and take action. Genuine people, they make decisions for themselves. That's true to their intuition, their heart. Not because it sounds cool, not because it's based upon what their environment is saying is a cool thing to do or is the best thing to do. They do it for themselves and they tune into the intuition and they make things happen. They do things that feel right for them because they understand themselves. Genuine people are very connected with them. They know how they function. They know the right logical decision to make. And this is how they're able to inspire, impact, and transform the world. These are...
I hope you were able to see the video and hear it fine.
Yes, ma'am. The half of the video was not, we were not able to see.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll try and share it separately also, so that you don't say, oh, but I have summarized the key aspects of the video for the group, and what video basically talks about is what are the behaviors of high trust leaders. When can you be really labeled as a trustworthy leader, a genuine leader? When you demonstrate respect. So irrespective of caste, color, stature in the society, hierarchy, you are respectful towards people. So when somebody demonstrates respect, is a genuine person, is a genuine leader. Create transparency. There is this transparency in the approach that you take towards work. When you have that as a system in place, you are clearly established as a genuine leader. Show loyalty, deliver results. You would have heard the term lead by example, right? So when you deliver results, you are considered to be a genuine leader because you're not just expecting your team to work, towards achieving goals, but you are leading by examples and you're delivering results. Keep improving. You're not a fixed mindset person. You are continuously working towards improvement of yourself, and you are driving the same atmosphere within your teams also. And if you do that, you're again considered to be a genuine leader. Confront reality. You're not just living in a world of your own illusions, but you confront reality. Clarify expectation. Now, that's one area where most of the leaders often fail, where they are very task oriented, but they do not lay the expectations clearly. And trust me, if you really want to be a genuine leader, this is one area where you should be very, very cognizant and careful, which is you should clarify expectation. Whatever you expect from your team members to do, whatever you expect from your peer or your superiors for that matter, the expectation is not always from your juniors. It could be from your seniors also. It is very, very important to clarify expectation, and that's again a quality of a genuine leader. Then practice accountability. This is the most common dysfunction of a team when there is lack of accountability. Now, accountability is not just for the leader to have. Accountability should be peer-to-peer also, and only a genuine leader can drive that within its team, where not only the leader is accountable towards the team, but the leader drives an atmosphere within the team where peer-to-peer accountability is also present. Listen first. That's again very important. Especially when you become a leader, you feel that you have all the right only to talk, only to do a monologue, only to dictate terms, only to set your expectation, and you tend to forget to listen. But a quality of a genuine leader is to listen first. That really gets you all the attention of your people, and hence extremely, extremely important. Then keep commitments. Commitments could be of any sort. Commitments could be towards the delivery timelines, towards the growth path for an individual, towards any functioning that you do within the team. So if you are keeping your commitments, you're again considered to be a genuine leader, and that builds, again, back to the original topic, that helps you build trust within your team, in the system, in the organization, and you are known as a genuine and trustworthy leader. So that was the whole gist of the video that few of you could see and few of you could not see. But I'll be happy to share the video as well, and I can forward that link to Pankaj sir, and you can definitely have a look at it. This brings us to the last section, and after that I have one very, very interesting video which we can quickly play. But before that, I would like to hear questions from you guys if you have any. Okay, there's a complete silence. Either you've understood everything or you did not understand anything. The second situation is very risky. So I'll be very happy if you'll ask question, any topic where you need more clarity, anything that, the situation you put yourself into and you need some guidance there. Okay, while you're thinking on the question and keeping the time in mind, I will quickly play this video. It's really, really interesting. Each time I go through this video, I get goosebumps, such is the effect of the video. Let's see this. Are you able to hear this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not visible.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not visible, ma'am.
It's not visible also.
No, ma'am.
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Not visible.
Not visible, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Got it. I'm wondering why would that be? Pankaj sir, I think I can just forward the videos to you for couldn't share system audio. Okay, there is some error in the audio system, is what I'm hearing. Let me just try one more time. If it works, it's fine. Otherwise, I can always share separately with you guys. Not working, right? You're not able to hear.
Yes, ma'am. The
Yes,
video
ma'am.
is
Not
playing,
able.
but sound
Ma'am,
is
the video is
audible.
visible, ma'am, but the audio.
We are
Yes,
not
ma'am.
able to hear.
Okay, is it working now?
My
My
video is
video
not
is
working
visible,
properly.
Audio is not audible.
More video.
but my audio is not available.
Is it clear?
Ma'am, video is available, audio is not.
Ma'am, video is
Ma'am,
available, but
ma'am, I
audio is
think that
not
the
available.
ma'am in your computer, ma'am, the main
Ma'am,
where the
video is
sound system
available,
controls, ma'am,
but audio is not.
you must have muted that.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, at the main, ma'am, where the ma'am in the PC.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, where the music is there, ma'am, the logo is there. Ma'am, just full up the volume, ma'am. Ma'am, then it may work.
Okay, let me just try that again. I've done that.
So maybe it will work.
Just tell me if it is better.
If you want to change the world,
Better?
Yeah, ma'am.
start off by making your bed.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it's perfect.
If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day.
Yes, ma'am.
It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. By the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you were also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and one special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive this freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world.
I hope you guys were able to hear it fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, you were clear.
Okay, great. Finally, one video we were able to see clear. Keeping the time in mind, and I am cognizant of the fact that there is next speaker already waiting in line. I really wanted to spend extra time on the key learnings, but unfortunately, I'll wind this up. But I will be really, really happy and glad if you could share your key learnings with your faculty, whatever you were able to understand from this session. Any following questions that you have, I don't really mind answering. Do share your learnings and any questions that you have with your faculty. Thank you so much for your time. I hope
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
learnings from this topic. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.